Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, anytime Nick brings me on a call, it's really just to go over the details to figure out how this is going to work for you. Because even though we've ran ads for companies like yours, every company's at a different point in their lifestyle, right?
Right.
So as Nick probably mentioned to you, we have ran ads for companies like yours. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with Flex Pro Meals.
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I run all their ads for them, and they're very, very effective. But that being said, their brand's quite a bit bigger.
Right.
So we're going to have to take an entirely different approach if we decide to move forward with ads with you, which we can discuss today.
Okay.
So before we go into all the details, I did look at your website, and I have a lot of different things we can talk about with that first. But before I start going into this like marketing rant, do you have any questions you prefer to have addressed real quick?
No. I'm ready to listen, man. I looked take a look at you guys when I spoke. When he reached out via Facebook. I mean, I'm just ready to learn what you guys have to offer.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's just start with the website, and we'll kind of branch off from there.
Yeah.
So with the website, I noticed that right now, you guys look like you're brand new with the site.
Yeah, we've only been live in Jacksonville we've been selling food for about 3 months, but we're live in Jacksonville for about 6 months.
Okay, cool. Are you guys trying to just do everything organically, or are you trying to like explode growth on this thing?
When you mean organically, what do you mean, like on the food side of things, or you mean in what sense? In business terms?
Kind of a combination of both, because I mean
none of our food is organic. It's not as if we would never use that word just because we don't sell organic food. We sell like fresh. We try to get stuff that's locally sourced. All of our produce comes from the city of Jacksonville just because I'm a transplant from New York. So it's kind of easier when you kind of brand it with something more domesticated. That's why we use local produce, but it's not organic. As far as like growth, we need to keep the biggest thing is that we try to keep everything fresh. So meaning we're not interested in shipping, frozen meals throughout the United States and things of that nature. That's not what we want to do. We're kind of more one-to-one with nutrition plans and things like that. I mean, all the customers that I have now, I speak to on, if not a day-to-day basis, a few times a week on, other things other than the meals. How we can implement personal fitness and wellness coaching and things of that nature. So we want to keep it to where we are. So it runs itself up north, which is where I started under a different name. And now we brought it down here under, similar concept, just, different name and try to make it a little bit catered more towards Jacksonville as opposed to New York, which is where I'm from. But, we want to keep it like smaller one-to-one communication with the customer.
Cool, man. You don't even sound like you're from New York, dude. There's no accent there.
Yeah,
no, I definitely can hear it. I definitely can hear it.
Oh man, maybe I'm just not cultured enough.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm just curious. I know you probably get hit up by marketing companies all the time. What made you want to jump on the call with Nick and us today?
I've taken calls from other people. It's just it's still so new in Jacksonville. I mean, I think we just hit like the $7,000 mark, like on revenue brought in. So it's not as if, it's just being honest, it depends on, we're not trying to jump in with something with both feet before, I still have my day job down here. I work with a guy who has a day job as well. So, I mean, it's not as if we're not, we're definitely committed to it, but it's not as if we're ready to do some full court. Hey, I'm going to quit my job and try to jump into this thing 7 days a week type nature. So
yeah, just
trying to be level headed with where we're going to go with things like marketing or where we want to source it to and things like that.
Awesome. Okay. That definitely clears some stuff up here. So with where you guys are at right now in the business, I'll let you know what we did for Flex Pro was pretty much a full on approach where we did Snapchat ads, Instagram growth. We set up a huge set of ads and retargeting ads and brand new audience ads through his Facebook ads. Okay. And then we have Google AdWords running as well. So it was pretty much a full on approach, but for you guys, because you're so much newer, I feel that the most profitable thing for you guys is going to be us helping you find influencers to promote your brand.
Okay.
And the reason why is if we run ads first, what's going to happen is, yes, you'll get a ton of exposure because we'll only advertise where you're able to deliver in Jacksonville. But
Okay.
the problem is your return on your spend, especially with your guys' margins. Because what are you sitting at right now? Like 30%?
Like what is actual profit on it? It's
Yeah.
honestly, it's a lot higher than that because we don't have a lot of overhead. Like we're hovering honestly around like 68% from when we last tracked it, only because, there's the initial cost when you start the company, but
Right.
everything kind of had the groundwork when I did it up north. So that didn't touch anything down. I wasn't going to double dip and try to pay myself for things that I did in New York City down here. So it was really just licensing. The commercial kitchen was almost no money up front. And then, as far as with all the food and even the commercial kitchen space that we rent, we only buy for what we need to sell, what we're selling for the week. So we get an awesome return on the gyms. We sell our gyms at 4 different gyms we sell our meals at 4 different gyms throughout Jacksonville for $9. It costs me around $2.15 to make a meal.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then the way that we market it for home delivery is it's 3 different price points. We're still able to undercut everybody. As far as, it's not as if there's hundreds of them, but there's about a half dozen different meal prep companies that cater to Jacksonville.
Yep.
And we undercut them all by at least, $1.50 to sometimes, as expensive as $6 a meal. We're cheaper than. You could get our meals for as low as $6.67 a meal, but you got to order 15 for the week. So, we've been able to get a couple of returns on a couple of frat houses and sorority houses. I was affiliated with Hooters back home, so I know a lot of the Hooters. There's a few Hooters in Jacksonville. So I've been able to just kind of market it through Hooters. They're in the break room. I'm like friendly with a couple of Jaguars cheerleaders, so they help me push the meals and things like that with like Instagram posts, and I trade on like free lunches for, Snapchat stories and shit like that.
We're definitely.
But yeah.
I said we're definitely gonna be best friends, man.
No, yeah, for sure.
Cheerleaders and stuff. But anyway, so we're gonna take that same approach for you, man. It sounds to me like you already understand that you could see why that's the most impactful thing for you, because if you just exchange food with them, you're still gonna get way more exposure for like close to nothing.
Exactly.
So the way we would do this is this is an entirely different approach, by the way, from FlexPro. We're not going to do anything we're doing for them right now because we need to first build your brand and get you a little bit stronger foundation.
Right.
So the first thing we would do is we would run ads on Facebook, but it would be to get you personal trainers and other fitness-based influencers. And the way this works, this is kind of it's a really advanced tactic. So it's usually easier to show a visual, but follow me here with the words.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start with the ad on Facebook, and what happens is it's going to trigger something called a chat bot. Are you familiar with what that is?
I think so. Not too familiar. If you want to just help me explain it a little bit, understand it a little bit better.
Okay, cool. So a chat bot's like an AI system, and the way it works, we have a series of questions set up within Facebook Messenger that whenever they click on this ad, it's going to send them a message in Facebook Messenger. And remember, the ad is meant to get them an influencer to be quote unquote sponsored.
Okay.
Right. So everybody wants to be sponsored, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is they click on that, and it's to get qualified. So this way you could still personally talk to them to see if they're the right fit based on the type of audience they have and how large their audience is.
Okay.
So what'll happen is they're going to get asked a series of questions, and as they answer all those through your chat bot, which they got through clicking the ad, all those answers are going to be uploaded to a Google Sheet. And what'll happen is you're going to get a text message saying you just got a new lead, or an email saying you just got a new lead.
Okay.
And what'll happen is you'll be able to go back to this running Google Sheet. And the way we do it for FlexPro is all their influencers have a different promo code, obviously.
Right.
So what you could do is take that list of influencers, and then you could mark the ones green that you decided to hire. And then every month you could start actually putting revenue to each name based on how many sales they got from their promo code. And then that's how we would track the actual return on investment and return on ad spend, Because let's say that you decided to pick up 10 influencers out of all the influencers we brought you, and each one of them brought you guys in $1,000 extra sales per month, right? Because I still need to figure out how you guys do your actual meal packaging, because I know that some people do it by like a certain amount of meals, etc. But if each one brought you 1,000, that means you just made an extra $10,000 on, let's say it cost you $10,000 to do all this, and you made 10,000 your first month, then you break even, but you end up making a ton of money on the back end.
Right.
So anytime we run anything for e-commerce, especially how we gauged things with FlexPro on the initial start, is that we want to at least break even with brand new traffic. So this way, as we retarget the audience that hasn't bought yet, that already knows you, you make a ton of money on the front end purchase because they're already familiar, so they convert faster. And the other thing is these people continue to rebuy that are already doing business with you.
Okay.
So it's a super high return. It's a lifetime value, right? The LTV. But we like to calculate your return on front end. So this way we already know, obviously, you're making a lot on the back end.
Okay.
So that's how we gauge return. But for you, man, where you're at, we just need to get you guys a larger audience. So this way we develop more social proof, and it gets people to convert faster because they see your already established brand.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be our step. Now, fortunately for you, this isn't going to cost $10,000 a month, but that was our example. So.
No, yeah, understood.
But anyway, so do you have any questions for us so far about how this type of strategy for your business is going to work?
No, honestly, so the website is like, we run the website through Squarespace, and Squarespace has like relatively in-depth like e-commerce and marketing tracking, and even, you know, like where the money is coming from. So we're able to implement those promo codes now. So quote unquote, like sponsored, like for example, one of the cheerleaders, girl Rachel Silver, she's a sponsored, you know, supporter of Elite Prep. So every week she gets her meals on top of on all of her Instagram story posts, she's going to put use code, I think it's like Silver XO, and it's like 5% off your next order. And then that's all tracked through Squarespace, like literally what you just said. It'll track for us how many times that promo code has been used and how much revenue is on that. And then so she'll get 5, you know, the customer will save 5%, and then she'll get 5% kickback on whatever they spent. And then they'll do it like literally not just the amount, like not like how many promo codes are used, but which promo code was used how many times. So yeah, I mean, it lets us track it, and she's been great. I mean, yeah, the idea is just kind of finding, I guess, more of them. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be just like, yeah, this girl's she's a Jag cheerleader and guys think she's hot, like, let's give her meals. You know what I mean? Like, the relationship with her is, she's the right kind of person. She's energetic. She has, you know, it's like the right person who's doing it. But yeah, man, I mean, I definitely get what you're saying. And that part is, it can be, you know, obviously it's an inexpensive way to kind of get the brand out there, like you said.
Yeah. And it's the fastest too, because I mean, I used to compete in these types of things. And I remember picking up my first sponsor, and that was all like I wanted at the time, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I know how these younger guys like will want that. So yeah, that would be our approach right now. There's clearly a lot more to do. But as of now, this would be where we want to start. As we start getting more traffic to your site, then we'll talk about doing more like advanced retargeting campaigns and setting up different fan base campaigns to retarget people that like your Facebook page, engage with your Instagram page. And there's a lot of stuff we can do, but the audience isn't big enough yet.
Right.
So, but anyway, so yeah, how do your meals work? I noticed that you're obviously super competitive with price per meal, but do they buy in bulk? Do they buy individually? How does that work?
Yeah, so for home, so there's 2 different ways to buy a meal. You could either buy them and they'll be delivered to, you know, either your job or your house, whatever it is. Or you can you know, so the idea is that's like the home delivery, right? So you order them in increments of 5. So you could either order 5, 10, or 15. And obviously, depending if you order more meals, they end up being cheaper per meal. So 5 meals ends up being $8 a meal. 10 meals is $7 a meal, and 15 meals is $6.67 a meal. So you can do it that way, or then you can go to what's called like a sponsored grab and go location. So a lot of other meal prep companies that, you know, they'll work with the same way that we work with gyms and nutrition stores, and they'll have these pickup locations because they don't do home delivery. So what we do is a little bit differently. The reason why they do that is it's a different license and needs to cook out of a different kind of, and a much more expensive kitchen. If you sell your meals out of a gym, like meaning like retail. So if I were to, like let's say if I work with LA Fitness, and LA Fitness buys my meals and then they sell my meals, I would need to cook my meals completely differently and package them differently, and there's a lot more hoops to jump through. So kind of in a way to, like a loophole is we supply the commercial refrigerators to these different gyms. Like I said, right now we're in 4 in like the downtown and Riverside area. We market them, and then if you want to purchase a meal, quote unquote from the gym, you're actually purchasing it from us. So you go to our website, there's a tab at the top that says grab and go. And then there's printed instructions on all the refrigerators. So this way it makes it easy. And then the staff of the gyms is well versed on how to sell the meals. And then what they do is they buy the meals through us still. So they're buying a singular meal that, they're just clicking grab and go. They're putting their name and they're giving me an email address and a phone number. So then I can call them later in the week and ask how they like the meal and yada, yada, how the experience was buying it. But they're buying it from my website, and then they simply turn around, they show the phone to whoever's working at the gym or at the supplement store, and then they're given their meal. They heat it up for them in a microwave that I provided, and then it's kind of like an instant lunch after your workout if you forgot it, or whatever the case may be. So those are the 2 ways that we sell meals now. But even our most expensive price point of $9 is, for that one singular meal, is still cheaper than literally everybody else in Jacksonville if you're buying 5. So that's where we want it to be at. The returns are so close enough where we don't really need to charge more than that. Like I said, we're not looking to make millions overnight. It's just a little way to make some extra money, and then however it grows, and we'll be excited with it. But
yeah, it builds quick when you use influencers.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So how many times do they usually come back and keep buying? So from what I'm seeing here, your average front end purchase is going to be closer to like $70 per customer.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, because that's usually the 10-pack is what sells the most of. It's like a happy medium where you're getting them, for cheap, but you don't have to sign up for 15 a week.
Yeah.
I know that it's tracked. To be honest, I haven't looked at that. Just off the top of my, it's got to be at least like 70%. Like we are small as to who knows about us, but everybody that knows about us thinks that the food is, oh yeah, it tastes great, yada yada. You guys are so cheap. You deliver it to my house. It's super convenient. And yeah, so if I had to guess, I'd say 7 out of 10 people. If they're buying it from us once, like I said, Squarespace tracks all that shit, all those numbers, and I can get that to you based on,
cool.
Whoever's buying it from a website. They'll tell me who's reordering. Because when you sign up for first time, they make you, like add like yourself as like a, like a member. This way, it's easier to check out week by week. So they track all that stuff. I want to say it's around. If I had to guess, it's around 70%. Most people that I deal with now, going into the end of month 2 are people that I've been dealing with, over and over again, and we're kind of tracking their progress, which is cool. We have a lot of, pictures of them, whether it be losing weight, and we're screenshotting text messages and things like that. So we're not, I'm not going to put that up there now on month 2, and then it sounds like it's a fake gimmick. But, as we get into more like, after like the second quarter and, months 6 through 9, then we could start advertising, hey, look, these are real people. These are the kind of results that you're dealing with. If you implement these kind of meals into your lifestyle.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. So when they do that 70% that does buy again, do they usually buy from the sounds of it, that would be $280 per customer if they just bought by the month? How long do they usually continue to buy from you? I know you've only been doing this 3 months, but. Yeah.
So this is, so the website's been live for I think it's just over 4 months. So this is this Sunday when we cook the food, this will be week 11.
Okay.
So it's just so new on the delivery side, but we haven't had. I'm honestly trying to think of people that have began to order and people that have stopped. I've had people like miss a week, like 4th of July week was obviously rough just because people were going away and doing whatever. So that was a week where we didn't really see a lot of like too much traffic at all. But people that have signed up, not I say signed up loosely because they're not signing any contract. There's no, subscription-based purchasing. I just mean that people that have bought our meals once. Most of them most of them come back. It's just like you said. It's just the people that know about us and then trust us. It's not as if I have some base where I've been living in Jacksonville since I was born. I've only been in the city for about, I don't know, maybe 13 months. So a lot of it is just kind of branding myself. I knew that I was going to do this as soon as I started. I have a background in personal training. So I signed up for a bunch of gyms. I was wearing the t-shirts. I was eating the meals before. We were selling them for months, just try to get like the word around. Like my social media is obviously a lot more geared towards New York because that's where I was born and raised. So it's not like I know a shit ton of people down here anyway.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is really just marketing myself and then just trying to grow the brand that way. But I definitely understand it's going to take some time. That's why the things like the influencers and people that have, large social media followings locally, just going to be what counts.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, I'm super excited about this campaign because it's just gonna be so much easier starting with influencers to grow the brand. Yeah. Do you have any other questions for us before we start diving into next steps, going over numbers and all that good stuff?
No. I mean, so far you guys have explained everything really well.
Okay, rocking. So yeah, with us to put together this whole program, we are going to set up all the integrations. So this way you have a running Google sheet that you can go in and edit how much each person's made you, which you'll just take that info off of Squarespace.
Yeah.
So we can track everything. We're going to handle all of the email integration. So this way you guys get an email every time a new influencer comes through.
Okay.
So this way it's real time. You guys could see all those coming through. So, and we set up all the ads through your Facebook account for you.
Okay.
So we actually handle the creative, the ad copy, the targeting, and all the integration.
Okay, cool.
So you can be as hands-off or as hands-on as you want, but yeah, we take care of everything for you. So this specific strategy starting out with you, since we're not doing anything else like emails, targeting, anything else, this is $2,600 a month, and it covers the ad spend as well.
Okay, cool. And so how much of that, when you're saying, so out of that 26 that covers the ad space, what percentage of that is going to actually be like through those ads? Like how much of that is actually whatever Facebook or whatever it is that you guys are going to try to get those influencers, how much is that going to be paid to Facebook?
So 600 of it will actually be paid out to Facebook.
Okay, cool.
And here's the thing, as we start to grow, those numbers will change. But we're still so new right now. I don't want to focus on like talking about the future yet. I just want to focus on what we're doing right now.
Right.
Because obviously we do have some bigger clients. Like, I don't know if you know Jeremy Bundea, right?
I don't. Who's that?
He's a 4-time Mr. Olympia physique athlete.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we run ads for him, and like his rates would be different because we're spending, well into the 5 figures a month in ad spend. So
wow.
As we start to scale up with you, we could talk about that change. But right now,
okay.
This is the start. So.
Right.
So anyway, man, yeah, we're excited to work with you. So I guess the next question is, do you have any other questions for us before we get started?
No, honestly, I don't think so. No, I think everything right now sounds about right.
Cool. So the way it'll work is we actually work through sales funnels as well. So we would send you over the page for you to actually put your deposit in for us to build it all out.
Okay.
And then after that, you're going to get sent to another page that shows you how to add us to your business account, your Facebook business page, how to add a method of payment. And then it's going to send you to another page that is going to ask you all the onboarding questions that we need.
Okay.
And after you finish that, it will automatically upload to me and the team over here so we can get started on your campaign.
Okay, cool.
So, but rockin', well, how soon are you trying to get the ads up to start grabbing these new influencers?
To be honest, we would probably want to try to do it, probably start working like leading into Labor Day weekend. We figured just like in Jacksonville, a lot of people are kind of traveling like between, not even just Jacksonville, just kind of everywhere. Between 4th of July and like leading up to Labor Day, people try to get in those vacations in.
Yeah.
But so we're really trying to kick everything up, and then we'll be launching breakfast at around that same time just to try to be able to market something new to the people that we do have as people try to get ready for back to school and then look for kind of easier ways and everyone's kind of back home. So that's when we'd look to, like you figure, almost like this time next month, you know what I mean? Around like the 20th to the 25th of August as people are leaning back into school and stuff.
That's perfect. This actually takes us 2 to 4 weeks just to put together.
Okay, cool.
So that's like perfect.
Awesome.
Well, all right, great, man. Yeah. So contract wise, we don't do long-term contracts for more of Obviously, we want you to be making money. We wouldn't ethically expect you to stay with us if you were not.
Yeah.
So the way it works is month one, and your initial down is only going to be $2,000, and that's for us to put everything together.
Okay.
So you won't actually get charged ad spend for your first month. It's just
okay, cool.
2,000. So you'll get charged the 2,600, which 600 to Facebook, 2,000 to us, the following month when everything goes live.
I'm following. Okay, cool. Sounds good. But the first month you'll still have the ad space up there. It'll just start being charged on month 2.
Correct. Yeah, because the first 2 to 4 weeks we're just putting it together, so there's no ad spend going out.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
The contract, quote unquote contract itself, is only 3 months. So technically 1 month of building, 2 months of ads, and then it's month to month after that.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's it. So if you don't have any other questions, we can shoot that over to you here by the end of the day with all the details. So once you get that back to us, we'll be able to actually get started on building it out. And there will be some back and forth. I'll let you know just because we want to make sure that we have all the details from you. But if you're good with that, that's it.
Oh yeah, man. No, yeah. As long as like the more I get involved, just kind of like learn how it is you guys are doing. Yeah, man. Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it. If you don't have any other questions for us, we'll get that out to you today. And we're looking forward to work with you, man.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. Does Nick?
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, man. Thank you.
Hey, does Nick already have your email?
He should. You have my email address, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool. We'll just send it to that. I'm just the guy behind the curtain, man. I just build the ads. So Nick's kind of the front runner with communications. So.
Yes, sir. Okay, man.
All right, cool, guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Bye.